September 7, 2012, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, police respond to a quiet apartment near the University of North Carolina campus and walk into one of the most haunting crime scenes in modern true crime history. On the floor lies 19-year-old Faith Hedgepeth, a bright and ambitious college student with dreams of becoming a pediatrician. Next to her body, a fast food bag, scrolled with a chilling message, "I'm not stupid, bitch, jealous." This note would ignite nearly a decade of speculation, false leads and unanswered questions, until a shocking arrest in 2021 seemed to finally crack the case wide open. But even now, Faith's story remains shrouded in mystery. Who killed her? Why was she targeted? And does that cryptic note hold the key to unlocking the truth? This is the story of Faith Hedgepeth. But in this case, answers would take nearly a decade. And even when they came, they raised more questions than they solved. Before we unravel the events of that tragic night, we need to talk about Faith herself. Faith Danielle Hedgepeth was born on September 26, 1992, in Warrenton, North Carolina. She grew up in a loving family and was deeply connected to her Native American heritage. She was a proud member of the Halliwasaponi tribe, and that cultural identity shaped the way she carried herself and the dreams she chased. Faith was known as hardworking, focused, and compassionate. She became the first in her family to attend a four-year university, enrolling at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, one of the most prestigious schools in the state. Her goal, to study biology and one day become a pediatrician. Friends described her as outgoing, funny, and full of life. She loved dancing, music, and spending time with her close friends. She was the type of person who could light up a room with her smiles and who lifted people up when they were struggling. Faith wasn't just living for herself, she carried the pride of her family, her community, and her culture on her shoulders. She had so much ahead of her, and yet in the early hours of September 7th, everything came to an end. Faith lived in an off-campus apartment at the Hawthorne at the View Complex. She shared the space with her friend, Karina Rosario, who would play a central role in the story of her final hours. The two young women were close, but also had complicated friendships and relationships. Karina was involved with an ex-boyfriend named Eric Jones, and Faith sometimes found herself caught in the middle of their turbulent relationship. Like many college students, their social lives were full of friends, parties, and late nights out. But sometimes those friendships blurred into conflicts, and some of those conflicts, investigators would later suggest, may have put Faith in danger. On the night of September 6, 2012, Faith and Karina attended a sorority recruitment event on campus. Afterward, they decided to head to a local nightclub called The Thrill. At around midnight, the two women arrived at the club. Security cameras captured their entrance. Faith appeared happy and relaxed, dancing, laughing, and mingling with friends. By all accounts, it seemed like a normal night out for two college students. But just after 2 a.m., Faith and Karina left the club and drove back to their apartment. According to Karina, the two returned home together. At some point later, Karina decided to leave again, saying she wanted to meet up with her ex-boyfriend, Eric Jones. Faith, tired from the night, decided to stay behind.